Hi everybody, this is Coach Cass and this is The Flip. Oh my God, y'all, I am so excited. Today I get to interview somebody near and dear to my heart. Y'all, I absolutely love her and I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
Hey everybody, I'm Marlisa Bailey, also known as Marlisa Be Fancy in Creative Spaces. I'm a woman of faith, I'm a recovery advocate, I'm a director of employee experience for a behavioral health organization, and I'm a hope dealer. My life has been a journey from trauma and silence and self-doubt to being a voice to empower others. I serve as a speaker, a peer leader, and an entrepreneur for Her Brand.
Come on now.
I get to help women transform mind, body, and spirit from the inside out and help them realize that their flip can happen too in their story.
Listen, I'm so excited to interview you. And I'm super excited. Come on, man. Listen, so we're going to dig a little deep today. And we finna flip this moment and talk about purpose. I hope you're ready.
Ready, let's do it.
Let's do it.
I have had these expectations as a child that were mimicked from TV shows, Cosby Show or something that weren't happening in my home. But what I know today as an adult, my mother did the best that she could with what she had, and we were actually middle class. So what that means is, though, in order to heal the family, it's like I was 43 years old before I surrendered to a process to live my life differently. I was surviving in a constant state of survival mode, but at 43, this healing that I have today at 54, girl, come on.
Listen, it's gonna be this is gonna be so good.
This healing creates space for multi-generational healing. So that goes up the ladder and down. When I say up, my mom is not in recovery. My mother is not trying to do the things I'm doing through therapy and self-care and self-reflection and inventories and connecting and staying connected. But
neither is my mom.
Based on my walk today,
I can't afford to worry about your walk.
Yeah, but she handles me different. Now, depends on the day.
Mine handles me different too.
Right.
Like, not because I'm disrespectful.
Right.
But because I'm in a place where I don't look like who I was before.
Hey.
Or I don't move how I used to move before. And you've noticed.
Yeah.
You've noticed that what used to trigger me with our conversation no longer is the trigger. I've now had the boldness to say, hey, that what you're projecting don't belong to me.
Right.
And I'm going to give that back to you. I'm not going to walk away from this conversation holding on to that because that's not mine.
Right. That's the boundaries. And so growing up in a boundaryless home.
Yeah. Oh my God. You just said a mouthful.
Yeah.
A house growing up in a home with no boundaries. Oh my goodness.
So boundaries feels disrespectful. It's asking the question, leaning in to ask the questions that I was always afraid to ask or didn't have the language, right? So today I ask the questions because I want to understand. So I lean in and I'm like, Mom, where did that come from? What's that about? Let's talk about this. Now she would get totally agitated sometimes, but now she sometimes will sit back or she'll return to a conversation and explain, and that's unheard of for my mom. And so for me, the blessing is I know that. So to reel it back to the whole family, if you can get the one or the group
turn that off
into a place where, like you said, to help them to heal, we can infect and bleed on our family.
It's almost like God returning back to get the one. So, you hear the story about, in the Bible of God leaving the flock to return to the one. And it's almost like in the families, it's always one. There's always, most of them, they call them black sheep because we're really not understood. And it's not that we're not understood. It's just that we see things differently. And we don't even understand why we see it differently. We just do. And so the one, that God always go back and get, the one that they always think is the exile. He comes back and get us and say, "Watch me work with this one." And as He worked through us, now the one works the other flock. So it's really interesting because in my home there was no entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. In my home there was nobody starting no businesses. My mama worked for somebody as long as she could until she got sick. My daddy, he worked until he got this little. Then he became a landscaper up under my uncle's company. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know anything about being an entrepreneur. Mm. But now my mom has her own business. Oh wow! And she'll call me, "Hey, I need you to. Can you make me a business card and send it to me, or can you look up and see if I can get this product? Can I get this product in wholesale?" And you're sitting going, "Okay,
Wow.
I will."
What impact you're making, with your mom. I mean, that has to feel amazing.
It feels amazing because even though our relationship is very strained, mm-hmm. even now, mm-hmm. me and my mom know we're not the ones that talk on the phone every day. That's not us. Mm-hmm. So to know that even from afar, mm-hmm. you're watching, even though you don't say, I've learned to accept the moment without the moment. Mm-hmm. Even though you don't tell me, hey, I'm proud of you, good job every day. But you're going, hey, I started my own business. To me, that is going, I'm proud of you.
Absolutely.
I see you and I see what you're doing. So I got to try something different. Mm-hmm. And I'm proud of her for that. Mm-hmm. And I get to see her grow her own business and learn the process because I started a business. She knows I understand it. She's seen me fight for my business. And she understands from afar, mm-hmm. that this ain't going to be no easy task. Yeah. So even though she doesn't pick up her phone and say, hey, I'm proud of you and I see you, her changing and doing something that she's never done before is that I'm proud of you. I see you.
Right.
Sometimes we have to accept their love without words. Mm-hmm. And it took me a long time to get that because I was so mad. Mm-hmm. Like I had an issue with her. Mm-hmm. Like me, you be out here loving on all these other people, but when it's time for me and you to have a conversation, it's like we can't even sit down and talk without you getting offended. But you have grace for everybody else. Mm-hmm. So but I had to learn that maybe the conversation pieces with her mom wasn't there. Right. Maybe she didn't get to talk. Because now that I realize that this is a generational thing and it's just not a right now thing, right? It taught me to love her in a space where even if there's no words, watch her actions. Mm-hmm. So I learned that she loved me, but just not in the way that I desired. And so it took me a long time to get there. So even though our relationship is not talk every day, I find pieces of her love along the way, and I'm okay with it.
I love that so much, and I definitely can identify with, being able to understand what you don't hear, to hear what's unsaid, for me to accept an apology I'll never get. Mm-hmm. Because what I understand is that, like for, in just to share in the space around, I really attribute all of my work ethic and my entrepreneurship and my business and leading to my mom. That's how she raised us. But she raised us in that way where I would have rather have had the hugs, the love, the yes. I love yous. But understanding the era that I grew up. I grew up in the 70s now in Alabama. So, and the Roll Tide.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, don't cut that. Don't you dare cut that.
Don't you start.
Baby,
no dogs.
Keep it now. Keep it gutter. But I grew up in Birmingham, and I grew up in an era where I know that my mother raised me to live in what she called white America. She raised me to survive and to make it and to be the safe one. So I performed and I did that well to a fault. Mm. So, but also now she looks at me, her compliments look like I knew you could do it. I mean, what you wanted me to say? Of course. And me, I wanted to hear, I'm so proud of you. You did this. You did that. But I would be like a hamster on a wheel if I kept sitting in the space expecting that from her. I had to be able to identify the places, like you said, that are unspoken.
Mm-hmm.
But I know because she take all my lipstick. I saw this color. I don't think I got that color yet. And I got that purple. I don't have that purple. Okay, Mama.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't go on Facebook. Yes, you do. But that's all right. That's okay. I see you.
It's okay.
You know?
And I also think that they're unlearning their love that they had as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like you said, my mom doesn't do therapy, or she doesn't go through therapy. And in a sense, God was her therapy. Like, and her having to understand that you can have you can have a whole lot of God and still a little bit of therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so uncommon for that generation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for her, like you say, hers look like, okay, well, I told a lady that about your program.
Yeah.
I told her that you be working with the kids and stuff. So I'm gonna send you her number. Just connect.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned that what her love looks like now.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was really sick as a kid. My mom was been sick since 1998. When she found out she had fibromyalgia and she had a stroke. So my mom was like bedridden, like she couldn't do anything. And so I almost felt as if I had to learn a lot of stuff by myself. Now, don't get me wrong, I had an amazing dad.
Mm-hmm.
And so for the longest time, I looked at my dad. My dad is still my superhero, but I almost counted her out because I felt like she didn't give me anything. There was things that I needed that I just couldn't get and that she just didn't give. And then someone said, did you factor in what she lost? Did you factor in how she felt? And so it's at this age with therapy that I have the opportunity to sit back and go, well, she couldn't move her hands.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't get out of the bed. So maybe she was just angry because she couldn't be a mom. Or her being able to be a good mom was taken from her because she was sick and she was always in pain. As a kid, you don't factor those things because you don't care about those things.
That's right.
All you care about is, I need a mama. And I need these skills when I leave this house, and you the one that's supposed to give me those skills. I never gave her grace.
The word says that, and when we think as a child, we think as children.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is the scripture that here recently that just hit me like a ton of bricks because of the memories that I have that are, filled with trauma, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have distorted memories because of looking at certain things as a child, looking at the space in which, like you just said, she couldn't love you the way that you needed as a mom. And what is completely insane right now is I don't even know. We've never had this conversation. So in 1996, my mother had a stroke and she was bedridden.
Mm.
And I remember that and not understanding because she wasn't the type of to be bedridden. What does that even mean? Now, my grandmother lived with us, so there was the blessing there. But a girl that looks up to her mom, that because I thought that she was just like this graceful being. I thought when my mom walked, she looked like somebody that was on a
When
parade.
I applied for Aspire,
That's
I
how
was
she.
working in a different department. And then they told me that they needed an IT person. And I said I would never work IT after I joined the Army because I was done with it. So I joined it. And I remember fixing my office and you walked in. At the time, you didn't know that I needed somebody. Because at that time, I had just left Phoebe. I had just left Land's dad. And I was trying to put my feet on the ground. And you came into that office, you were so bubbly, you were so you. And you was like, girl, my office is around the corner. Please make sure you stop by. I came in your office and you mothered me. Like, you really mothered me. And you would just, every day, you would just speak affirmation to me. You was like, you're so beautiful. And girl, don't come in here acting like that. You everything. And you didn't even know I needed to hear it. Because I was going back home, back into a space that was dark.
Hey, I'm Marlisa B. Fancy, founder and owner of T-Her brand. I have an amazing lipstick collection, and that lipstick is a liquid velvet lipstick. I just want you to make sure that you find your shade that will make sure to find the best version of you, whether it is a nude or a chocolate or a red, that Betty Boo. Please visit fancyfacebymarlisa.com. I can't wait to meet you.
So yeah, I had to be okay with walking into these different versions of myself. And even right now, the person that I was last year, I'm not. And I woke up the other morning like, dang, you different. And I had to give myself, girl, it's okay. Like, this is what growth looks like. This is what grounding and evolving looks like. And the version of me that I thought that I would be is what I had to let go. Because the version of me that I created was the version I created when I was surviving. I wanted to be this lady because I wanted to make sure that I didn't have to go through this no more. All of those things were survivor tactics. So the woman that I wanted to become was exiling all of the things that I was in survival mode for. But this new person that I am, this thriving woman, I don't know what she's gonna look like.
Oh yeah.
Because she has no barriers.
Yeah.
She has no boundary. Like, she has boundaries, but she can go beyond it. Her mind can imagine. And so
there's no ceiling.
There's no ceiling for her. So sometimes the new virgin scares me because we're so used to controlling and the outcome of what we're trying to get our hands on, that the place where God has me now, I can't do nothing but just follow blindly and be like, okay, well, another me is on the horizon, you know? So it's been that journey for me. It's just letting go of the woman that I created in survival mode and just allow the woman that's in thriving to just go and just let her evolve into whatever it is God has for her.
I feel that, and so for me, I think about, we can hold space for two things at once. We can hold space for grieving that person, and then there's this healed space of joy and gratitude, right? And so for me, I have had to go back and love on her, and I've had to also set some boundaries. And I know that this might sound like something that they might want to 10-13 me for, but listen, I had to get in here, and in order to get out of here, to be able to give that girl a rest, because she fought so much from a space of defense, and today I get to protect my space. I get to lean into God to protect me. She doesn't have to jump out front and fight anymore, right? So now I lock my doors in a dark parking lot instead of sitting in the car waiting on somebody to, if they get in there, they gonna get these hands. Because I've defended myself all my life. So that girl, that young woman that's always fought, I get to say, it's all right, I got it. Don't come out here, this ain't good when you come out. But I get to go back and love on her so she can just rest.
I think that's probably where the hardest part for me is, because that girl, she was a teen mom. That girl was touched. That girl was crucified for her mistakes. So all she knew was how to do was defend. And so now in the space that I am now, a compliment sometimes hurts.
Absolutely.
And because what you mean? Like, is it genuine? It's always a defense. And so learning to be unguarded and to breathe and not try to control everything in every moment for me has been a struggle. And I'm talking about a struggle because I've always had to control the asset. But God has a way of teaching you about control. I got this business and thought that it was going to be business. When I created the She's So Dope Incorporated, I thought that, okay, God gave me this vision and I'm finna run with it. But what I didn't know was that he had to, She's So Dope was, this is how I'm going to heal you. Baby.
Okay, I love it.
I was like, wait.
I love how he does what he does.
Listen. What happened to me has been the most exhilarating thing I've ever seen. He used the organization like the Dope Squad and She's So Dope to heal the broken child in me. I wanted to be everything to these kids that I didn't have. And what I didn't realize was the void pieces that I had. He took the organization and said, yeah, nurturing, yeah, hold him, patch it. He used the help from these children to heal the little girl in me. I was so broken. I'm talking about I was a broken girl. And for the first time, like you said, they might want to lock me up for this one. I went and sat with that girl.
Yeah.
I went and sat with the 16-year-old.
Yeah.
I went and sat with the 20-year-old me that got married and knew it wasn't what it was needed to be, but I knew that I had the capacity, but at the same time, I didn't understand. Right. I went and sat with them, and I had to apologize to them.
Come on, girl.
I had to apologize to the 16-year-old me, the 20-year-old me, and say, I'm sorry for trying to omit you out of here. Because I wanted them people to die. Because I felt it was so much hurt that came with them. I wanted them gone.
Yeah.
But what I didn't realize is that I needed them just as much as I needed the person that I am now. Because without them, then there's no now.
Yeah.
And so I had to go back and say, you know what? I apologize to you. Yeah. And you can come with me. Yeah. Like, come watch you grow.
Yes.
And that right there did something for me, was to be able to grab the 16-year-old me by the hand and say, let's go.
Yeah.
Look at what we've done. Not look at what I had to do because of you. But come go with me. Yeah. And look at what we've done. Look how far we've came. I got you. Like, you ain't even gotta be that. You know what? Come in, have a seat.
Yeah.
Grab a glass of wine and watch me work.
Yeah. Because
now I no longer have to feel like she was a problem.
Right.
Now I feel like she was a purpose.
Absolutely.
So it has been a journey of just traveling with myself. Mm-hmm. And baby, at 37, where I am right now, I don't even know. I feel like I'm floating. Mm-hmm. And I'm still untangling, but I still feel like I'm floating. So it's just real, thriving feels real different. Yeah. And if you're not careful, you'll sabotage that space.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a real thing, because it's about mindset. It's about shifting the mindset and being intentional with your own thoughts, the way you talk to yourself, the way I talk to me is important. It's not really, I don't really have to worry about how other people speak to me today, because I don't have people in my life that talk crazy to me. And if they do, then there's the opportunity for me to no one speaks to me that way. We don't do that. I don't do that. I don't have a lot of chaos today.
Yes.
Lives. Don't get me wrong. Lives every single day. Trouble, trials, tribulation. It happens. But one thing I have to watch is how I speak to myself. So self-doubt and sabotage have lived in me for so long, because I didn't feel that I was worthy to get certain things. I wasn't worthy to be in certain places, or I had done so much have to believe what God says about me, right? And I do. And I have to remember that. I got to write it down. I got to put it in a journal. I got to put it on a sticky note. I got to write it on the mirror. I got to put it on a screensaver. Hey, I'm going to forget 57,000 times in a day. But what I know is that I have to keep reminding myself because, again, those old thoughts will creep up. But a shift in mindset is key because I have a woman in my life that tells me that don't you go upstairs by yourself. That's the bad neighborhood. She ain't lying. It's the hood of the hoods.
Right.
It's a fight up there, baby. It is not safe. And so I have to, if I go here, I have to go take someone with me. Because I need my safe person. I need someone to go with me. I can't go up there by myself because when I come back with, people be like, what just happened?
Yeah, baby. When that chair get together up here.
Yeah. That whole committee?
Yeah, who?
Yeah.
When they go to speaking round table talk,
yeah.
It ain't safe.
But you know who is my person that will call me in on things, and so that's the opposite of calling me out. Is my daughter. Sheila, how do we get there? She's given me the language to have language with my mother.
Ooh,
ain't that something?
That's good.
And as a teen, I heard you say being a teen mother. As a teen mom myself, I know that God blessed me with this daughter, if nothing more than to save my life.
I tell people that all the time. Kanaya saved my life. Mind you, let's get a little backstory.
Yeah.
When the doctor told me that Kanaya was a girl, baby, the way I died on the table and started crying was absolutely absurd. Because I just wanted a boy first. Because I knew what it came with being a girl. I just wanted it. I was done.
Yeah.
But Kanaya has saved my life because what Kanaya has done is she's made me be better, not with just her, but with me. And I didn't know how to be a better me until I had to be a better parent to her. Baby, like you say, I'm gonna say she don't call me out because she called me out, but she do call me in. But she's very good at. Why are you doing this? What is your why?
I don't even comprehend sometimes when she's like, why are you doing that? And I'm like, I don't know. You know. So make me, she said, what'd she say? Make me understand.
Her thing is, Naya tells me, baby, I'm all of the attitude in that. She said God gave me all the niceness, and when I had her, he pulled all of my anger and all of that and put it in her. Kanaya has a zero tolerance. Like, her tolerance for certain stuff is like, bah.
Yeah.
Where I have a whole lot of grace,
Yeah.
she got a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
So what I've been having to do, the greatest, craziest thing is having to teach her grace.
Yeah.
But see, teaching her grace makes you reflect back on where you're giving grace.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Kanaya, you need to give grace right there. And then I have to ask myself, did you give grace to your mama right there?
Oh, that's a double whammy moment.
So you be like, ugh, cause she'll call me, well, I'm your only daughter. You have, like she put up a post, you have no other job than to be my mom. And I was like, Kanaya, I am working. What if I was dying? So she wants my undivided attention, and I couldn't give it to her at that moment. And then I've had to ask myself, how many times did I want my mom's undivided attention, and she just didn't have it to give? And so now I'm in the process of pulling back the childhood with her, so that I can better understand her. Because now I'm in a place where I understand better. Healings look. I tell people the assignment looks different when you're healed. You have the assignment that you have when you were in survival mode. God is still gonna let you be great. He's still gonna let you do what you need to do, even in survival mode, because the assignment of who you are is still you. But when you start to heal, you see the parts of the assignment that you never seen before. It's almost like he don't give you a glimpse of that part of it until he knows you're ready.
Yeah.
That's like with the Dope Squad when I gave Kanaya and made her the CEO. I didn't know why God was telling me to do that.
Yeah.
But what He made me understand is that little girl in you is healed now.
Yeah.
So the passion that you have for these kids, you're not losing it.
Yeah.
But it ain't gonna stimulate you the same because you're healed now.
Yeah.
Give it to the kids because they're working it.
Yeah.
She's gonna work it. She's gonna understand it. But this what blessed me because her dad is not in her life. Give it to her and let it heal her. Because did it heal you?
Yeah.
So I almost didn't want to give up my baby because the scar is my baby. But who am I not to pass down healing?
That's right.
Why would I be selfish to keep it to myself and not let it heal my lineage? So I didn't see it as a pass down and it's worth it so you can be healed. And when she get healed, she gonna be able to pass it down to another broken person that has cleaned on to her and say, hey, I need you to be this person in this organization because it's gonna transform your life. Not knowing, they not even knowing, they gonna think they promoting. But it's healing there. It's a healing. And so now as he's shifting me over from the Dope Squad over to here now, it's like, okay, the coach in me is still the coach. But now you gotta come on and coach on this side. I'm like, God, what that look like? Call who these people? And what you want me to say? And he was like, no, keep coaching.
That's right.
The purpose, who you are doesn't change, but the people you touch does. In healing, the assignment looks different. So for you, I think for me, my question for you is, you told me that you were 43 when you decided to take that chance to live. Before then, what did life feel like in that survival mode? Like, what did it look like for you first before you made that decision?
Well, it was a lot of going on stage. I will, growing up in Birmingham, I grew up with a trifecta of women, so 3 strong Black women in my life that early on I didn't feel like I could add up to who they were in the community, in corporate America. I told you my mom was like a geisha when she walked into places, people tripped over themselves.
Oh my goodness.
And I just, that was just something. And so, but what it looked like was I went on stage and performed from childhood all the way through, my teen years, through, being a young adult and into my professional life. By the time, let me see, in 2000, I had moved to Atlanta, and so I had a career in marketing. And with that, but it was all on stage. I performed.
All right. So, you know the question. What advice would you give to someone that's flipping, about to hit this flip right now?
I'm glad you asked because honestly, I thought about it. I wrote it. And so, I'm going to refer to some of the things. So, because I want to be able to share the entire
Yes, ma'am.
thing that came to me. And, what I would share is, if you feel stuck, right, you're in survival mode, my advice is don't try to flip everything in one day.
Ooh, that's good.
We want to, honestly change things in a moment's time, but that's when we miss the blessing. And so, it's just about taking one honest step forward. And that's what I did when I told you my daughter saved my life. I took that first step. And that first step turned into many, many, many small steps in order to finally take that giant leap, right? But what it looks like, it might mean pausing, asking for help, leaning into the uncomfortable.
Yes.
Setting a boundary. And for yourself and sticking to your own boundary. I can't put my kids on punishment and forget that they're on punishment because it's inconvenient for me.
I do that all the time, by the way.
Hey, listen, I did. That's how I get to reflect on it, right?
Yeah.
But it's setting a boundary and then getting into a place of acceptance. I have to accept the things that have happened in my life and know that they were real, but they don't have to continue to be my reality. And I also get to carry my trauma differently today.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah. So when we start doing the real work from the inside out, just know that God can always change and take that pain, turn it into purpose. And just the obedience, He blesses it.
Yes. I love that. I love that. I think one thing that you said that really stood out to me is I get to carry my trauma different. That is true. Mm-hmm. Just because it's trauma doesn't mean I got to carry it and it drains my life. I get to sit with it, share it, and I get to carry it different. That's different, and I love that. And I think the most important thing that you said is don't try to flip everything at one time. Yeah. What I've learned from you is that you've had multiple flip moments. And I think that's something people forget as well. You may flip right now, but something may happen 5 years from now, and you might have to flip again.
That's right.
It's okay to have multiple flips.
That's right.
Sometimes it may feel like you're doing somersaults.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
But
that's all right.
Long as you flip.
That's right. That's right.
And I think a lot of people get that mistaken that they think it's one flip.
But that when you say somersaults, I'm visual, and so what causes the land for the person doing the somersaults and gymnastics to land well is that foundation.
Right.
So that foundation, you can do the somersaults. It doesn't mean it has to get you off key, off your game,
right,
or anything. Just understand, you just go with it. And I don't even know anything about gymnastics. I'm not, athletically inclined, but I've watched them say, just go through.
All the way through.
Yeah.
You just got to go all the way through.
That's right.
And I also think it's the momentum when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So understanding your momentum when you're flipping, and your momentum might not be my momentum.
That's right.
Mine might be slow because I might just be learning. Mm-hmm. Yours might be fast because you might be a little more experienced in the flip. And I think that's a lot of us too. We want to flip like you flip. I want to flip because when I seen her flip, she was ready. Well, see, my recovery from my flip may not be as fast as yours because you may be experienced. This may not be your first flip.
Right.
Well, this could be my first flip, and it may take me a little longer to get the landing part right.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of times we have to make sure that people understand that you got to flip as many times as you need to.
That's right.
Your momentum is not somebody else's momentum.
That's right.
And as long as the foundation is good, you're going to land. You're going to have a good place to land when you're flipping. So I think that is so good. Mm. Well, it is always a pleasure.
Yes, it is.
To sit with you.
Yes, it is. It's always a pleasure to sit with you. We always have the deepest conversations. And
we do.
No matter where we stop anywhere, and it's the deepest conversation.
Listen, and we can have a phone call that'll turn into something.
Yeah.
And I'm just grateful for that space.
Likewise.
I think also is just at your age, your beautiful age, being willing to teach, being willing to give that knowledge and wisdom that you have to somebody younger than you, being able to be open to the next generation of young ladies that are coming and saying, you know what, you ain't got to do this alone. Let me pull you up along the way. That is so important because we have a lot of young girls that are lost. And if only every woman around the world could take their experiences and reach down and pull up one, I feel like the world would be a better place.
I like to walk alongside though. You know what I'm saying? So I can give equal, make sure that I lean in and say, I see you, I hear you, I respect you. And I give people, and sometimes that's something as simple as that. Some of our ladies just want to relate. And so I really want to walk alongside other women to be able to help for multi-generation. Because like I said, if my mama was doing some things, and my daughter's mama, since you my daughter age, has experienced some healing, who we bleed on has no respect of persons. And so as long as we do the things that God's given us and we steward that space well, ain't no stopping us.
Listen, it's only up from here. I'm excited to see where you go from here. I'm loving this journey for you. It's so excited to continue to watch and be a good Joshua. I'm gonna try to do my best.
So much pressure. Lord, now I'm gonna freeze up like the WB frog.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I thank you so much for being who you are, doing the things that you're called to be, and for whose you are. I'm grateful, and I love you, girl.
I love you.
Can I hug? Can we hug?
You can. We can. We can definitely hug this out. Listen, y'all. I know this has been great. Because it's been good to me, and I hope it's been good to you. But, as always, I want to thank my special guests. And you're always welcome here at the Flip.
Okay.
And listen, y'all, I have one closing statement that I will probably always close this podcast with. It is, flip the moment, live the purpose.